Are you ready to schedule your week more effectively? I'm going to show you step by step how to organize your week so you can be more productive. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and get notified anytime I post a new video on business, branding, and productivity. One thing I keep hearing is, Tiffany, why didn't you make this guide sooner? This guide could have saved me $35,000. I know, it's a little late, but guys, here's the guide. It is 26 red flags to look out for when hiring a business coach. It is free for download in the comments and the links below. Step number 1 for being more productive is stop using a to-do list, okay? Stop it. To-do lists are not productive. They were great when you were a kid in school, which is probably where you first learned to use a to-do list. And they were great because you had a few tasks within your one role as a student, and it helped you stay organized. But then you became an adult, and then you became a business owner, and then you may have become a parent or a spouse, or maybe you're wearing 5 different hats within your business. And to-do lists are just not cut out for this. They were never meant to be a life list or a project list. They were meant to keep things simple. For that reason, I really recommend stepping away from a to-do list altogether. To-do lists are known to cause chronic anxiety because your mind is constantly thinking, what else do I need to add to the list? And to-do lists don't accurately account for how much time and energy it takes to do something. Now, I really recommend, and this is step 2, migrating from a to-do list into a Google Calendar. And notice I said Google Calendar. Not all digital calendars are created equal. Google Calendar is the best calendar for staying organized, just based on functionality, plugins, and also the colors. So for my ADHD entrepreneurs out there, you definitely want to get on Google Calendar, and it's free. Step number 3, schedule your sleep first. This one usually catches people by surprise because the first thing you usually put on a calendar are your meetings. And good luck if anything else goes onto that calendar, especially if you're new. What we want to do is we want to do the opposite. We want to start with scheduling our sleep, because although I hear people saying all the time, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough hours in the day, there's not enough days in the week. The reality is you do have enough time, but you may not have enough energy to take full advantage of that time. For that reason, we schedule the sleep first, because that's where your energy comes from. If you are inconsistently showing up in your business, if you are getting inconsistent results, if you're inconsistent in showing up the way you want to, that really is a key indicator to me that your sleep is inconsistent. So that's the place we want to start. Sleep goes first. Speaking of which, what's one question you have or frustration you have about scheduling? Put it in the comments below and I may just make a new video on it. Step 4, the next thing you want to schedule is your exercise, your fitness time, your mindfulness time, any family obligations. These are the things that are really important to you in your life and your lifestyle, and things you want to create the space for, okay? This is the next thing. Again, we're scheduling things that bring energy into our lives, that make us feel more fulfilled, that make us feel more happy, more centered, okay? So we're really building a support system here at the calendar. All of this stuff is going on monthly reoccurring tasks, or daily reoccurring tasks, or weekly, depending on how frequently you're doing these things. But a few questions you want to ask yourself before you get into the work scheduling is, what 3 things are going to move the needle forward in my business this week? Notice the question is not, what do I need to do? Right? Because there's infinite things you can do. It's just, what are the 3 things you can do this week that are going to actually move the needle forward in your business? How many hours are you committed to working this week? Of those hours, what percentage of that time do you want to spend working in the business versus working on the business? If your cash flow is not growing, that's a key indicator to me that you are spending way too much time in operations and not enough time actually building the business. Step 5, schedule in that work. A few tips, I'm not going to give them all away here, you can get the rest in my workshop, but a few tips I can give you here is, when you do time blocking, make sure your time blocks are in the amount of time to match your focus span. So if you're able to focus for 1.5 hours at a time, your time block should be 1.5 hours. If you can only focus for 40 minutes at a time, your time block should be at 40 minutes, okay? You want to color code things. Color code the things that bring you energy and use a different color for the things that take your energy away. Maybe set up what your office hours look like so that your week isn't too sporadic or you don't catch yourself overworking. Another thing you can do is take a look at the week view when you're done planning. You have all your work in, you've got the sleep, the exercise, all the things, and when you look at this weekly visualization of how the week's gonna go, ask yourself, do I have enough rest time in here? Do I have enough breathing room in here? Do I have enough time to eat without multitasking in here? Okay, and you're gonna see if you're working enough, if you're not working enough, and generally how you feel, and you can make tweaks from there. Now the next step is most important. Brings us to step 6. Step 6 is to create a reflection process. The reason most people give up on calendars or aren't consistent is because they're missing this crucial piece. Okay, step 6 is the most important. Create a reflection process. At the end of every week, look back at your week and see what went well, what didn't go well. Every day you can adjust your calendar to show what actually happened versus the plan. That way when you look back at the calendar, if you felt productive or didn't feel productive, you're gonna know why and what happened. That way, if it was a great week, you'll be able to replicate it again. Or if something went wrong or the energy wasn't right, you're gonna know what to tweak the next week so that it doesn't happen again. Do you need more in-depth guidance on how to go about hiring your next coach? Download my free guide below. It's 26 mistakes CEOs make when hiring a coach. And as a bonus in there, I've also added 6 questions you should ask on a consultation call so you get to know them better. Again, you can go ahead and check the link in the comments, and that is my gift to you. And be sure to check out the next video, which is going to be 5 Google Calendar hacks for entrepreneurs. I'll see you there.